It seems like everyone's talking about running. In 2024, running became the fastest growing social sport on Strava, with participation in run clubs up by 64%. But one topic getting left behind is menstruation. Stigma, a lack of resources, and pain still stop women and girls running. Unilever found 78% of British girls aged 15 to 17 stopped playing sports during their periods.
A large majority of the issues come from kind of approaching your menstrual cycle with very, I use the term like male-centric training schedules and training plans. And, when you're doing your, whether it's sprint session, whether it's a long distance session, or whether it's just like the gym or any sport, depending where you are on your cycle, it's going to be very different for you. You feel like you're alone in the world. Like you feel like it's just you that experiencing this, and everyone's judging you.
In running or lots of sports, probably like the training that women do is just what men would do.
Yeah.
And there's no kind of, it's like we're small men. And there's no kind of thought of how to adapt it. And getting out and going on a run on your period is kind of like an achievement in itself, but I feel like when you run a lot, you sometimes fall into a trap of thinking like every run has to be my best run. It's just another thing to think about and another thing to worry about, and like you're thinking if you're on your period and you're like, oh God, is it gonna go through, or like it's just another thing to think about other than your performance. Last week I ran probably 4 times, and then this week I had to force myself to go on 1 because I just don't have that same motivation.
There is a stark lack of research into how our menstrual cycles impact our ability to run. Studies have found a greater risk of injury in week 2 of an average cycle, the days leading up to and including ovulation. Hormonal changes in the premenstrual phase can also impact recovery and heighten the risk of injury. However, around a third of adult exercisers avoid exercising entirely during their period, according to Dr. Petra Kollick, Senior Lecturer in Sociology and Sports Coaching at Manchester Metropolitan University.
Our adult menstruators who've had their periods for maybe if they're in their 30s, 15 years or so, it isn't necessarily that they had a negative experience in public. So it isn't that they once leaked in front of somebody else, but there's still that fear of somebody finding out, somebody seeing a sign of the period. That's kind of that stigma enacted, where kind of we have these worries about what might other people say or think of me as a person and my skills and my abilities if they found out that I was on my period.
So how can we begin to address this stigma?
Coaches want to support the athletes in and around menstrual health, but they don't quite know how to, if that makes sense. And then I suppose for men, or like our non-menstruators, irrespective of their gender identity, but our non-menstruators who might have never experienced the period, they almost again might have this internalized thinking of, oh, if I now start talking about that, surely they're going to think about me. Oh, but why are they talking about? He's never experienced the period. When something affects 50% of the population-ish, we always need the other 50%. If we really want to make a societal impact and change for the better, we need those other people. We need them to help change the narrative. It's about translating the research and the findings we have from research into sort of applied settings. And this is happening. How do you develop that confidence to speak about it and to support somebody else with that?
Major thing that always makes me really happy is when places have tampons and pads and stuff available. Like if you're a run club, you should have that in the toilet.
Where the stigma sort of arises from is a lack of knowledge and understanding and kind of widespread education. I definitely think advocacy and education are such big factors in breaking down the kind of shame that is around period.